South Africa, Mommy Africa, is in America now and is working its way up in just the same manner that they've done in South Africa, Mommy Africa, where the blacks took over Africa, South Africa, and they are now taking the land of the white folks without compensation. They have destroyed the police departments, and white people don't have anywhere defending themselves unless they just build their own police force, take care of themselves. Second Amendment. I don't know if they have do they have Second Amendment in South Africa? But it's in America, and it is alive and well. And poor white people, you're on the run, running away from the word racism. And while you're on the run, running from the word racism, which is a stupid word that doesn't exist anyway, the wrong people are taking over. If this doesn't turn around, you think South Africa is having their issue with the blacks killing, robbing, breaking in their homes and killing the women and children right in front of the men, raping the women and children in the homes along the roadside because they have defunded the police departments over there? It's happening here as well. And as long as you're on the run from this fake word, I just don't know how it's going to change. They're using that word, they're driving it in the ground, the fake word of racism, because they know you're afraid of that word. And some of the worst people are using the word. I mean, just evil people. And they're getting it, especially radical women. Women, these radical women who hate God, who hate men, who hate children, who hate traditional marriage, and you're letting them in position of the country. And then they're bringing in the radical homosexual, the radical Muslims, the radical Mexicans. What do you think is going to happen in this country? I don't know what you're waiting for. At some point, you got to start standing before it's too late. And the government want a civil war. They want a race war. And once they do that, look at the type of government we have right now. All the illegals just pouring in across the borders. Everything that the president did to make the country better, they're undoing it and bringing in nothing but chaos. Y'all should pay attention to this. And don't just listen to what the media says. Pay attention so you can know for yourself. They're undoing everything the president did to make America great again. And they're undoing it overnight at a fast pace before you can realize what's going on. According to Wikipedia, South Africans, Mommy Africans, are required to obtain a license per individual firearm and may possess a maximum amount of only 4 firearms at a maximum amount of 200 rounds of ammunition per license. The licenses are for self-defense, hunting, or collection. There are many restrictions. They are doing it exactly in America, like whomever went to South Africa and helped to destroy that nation by dividing the races. They're doing the exact same thing here, and they're using the blacks here to get it done, just as they've done over in Mommy Africa. I'm starting to really believe that blacks are cursed. Their only purpose on earth is for destruction. I don't know of anywhere where they're doing good. They're not taking over and building or enhancing what's already there. And I've noticed that they allow more and more women to take over than men. More women to take over than men. Why do you think that is? Because the power is in the man. The love comes from God through the man unto the woman. It's happening in America, And I'm warning you, it's happening. And it's out of control. This is from NBC. Evanston, Illinois will be the first U.S. city. Evanston, Illinois will be the first U.S. city to pay reparation to black residents who were either victim of housing, redlining, or direct descendants of those victims. This is so dumb. Watch this.
Evanston, Illinois, garnering international attention for a first-of-its-kind, government-funded slavery reparations program aimed at eliminating the city's racial wealth gap.
Reparations is to make amends for egregious crimes or actions against a community. And our local case for reparations in Evanston was found in housing.
Evanston's reparations program, spearheaded by Alderman Robin Rue Simmons, will use tax dollars generated by city marijuana sales to provide grants of up to $25,000 to eligible black homebuyers. In addition to the marijuana tax, money for the reparations fund is being raised by the local Catholic church and synagogue, and a local beer company has created a new ale, with 100% of the proceeds going to reparations.
I think it's a lot of little steps that will take us to where we want to be.
What a dumb man. A dumb man. He's helping to destroy himself. That black woman that's in charge of that, put a radical black woman in there and do it. She'll get it done because the weak men are not going to say anything because they're afraid of the woman. They're afraid of the mama spirit. And y'all just sit back and let it happen. Afraid of one word that doesn't even exist, a made-up word. No such thing as racism or sexism, or homophobism, Islamophobism, Allahism, white supremacism, deadbeatism, no isms. But they are manipulating you with the word. You need to come out of the world, be of it, but be in it, but not of it. Be of it, but not in it. This whole racist thing is a lie, folks. It's an outright lie. And now our tax dollars are going to the radical blacks who never owned a house, by the way. And if there's something called redlining, it was because they didn't pay the bills. They don't pay their bills. Black people do not pay bills. Black banks go out of business as a result of lending money to black people. How about making blacks be responsible for themselves? If you love them, you will make them be responsible for themselves. This is all about money. It's not about responsibility. It's not about racism. It's about money and power for themselves. Fake power, but what seems to be power to them. They're going to give a reparation to either victim of housing redlining or direct descendants of those victims. That doesn't even make sense. But you're going to see the blacks line it up because they think they're getting something free and they're supporting evil. This is from CBS. Last week, Biden approved a Chinese virus stimulus package. The bill set aside $5 billion in aid for minorities and disadvantaged farmers, which would award minority farmers with payment of up to 120% of their outstanding debts. The bill describes this aid as being for the purpose of addressing the long-standing and widespread discrimination against socially disadvantaged farmers. That's amazing. When I was growing up and we were farming on the plantation, right? Nobody was socially disadvantaged. All these made-up words just sound so human. So loving are all evil, manipulated words. Manipulative words. They are not any good, folks. And y'all just fall for it. It's all about the money. Listen to this. And black people don't have any land anyhow. What the? Washington Post is reporting. Listen to that. Let me show you. It's all about the money. And these thugs who've been, quote unquote, killed by cops, the folks know that those thugs weren't no good. Wasn't any good. Wasn't no good. That's black. The mothers know that their sons and daughters were no good. And I can guarantee they were telling them before they got killed, y'all better stop that. He's going to end up in jail or dead. But as soon as they get killed after attacking the cops or whatever, on drugs or whatever they're doing, they blame the cops because they see dollar bills. And they have the children of the lie out there to help them promote it. The avalanche chasing lawyers and the so-called government. Washington Post has reported that George Floyd family received $27 million. $27 million over a dead drug addict. A man who did not have responsibility for his own life, did not take responsibility. And his folks know, I guarantee you they know George was no good, but they're not going to say that. They see dollar bills. George Floyd family receives $27 million. That woman, Breonna Taylor, whoever she was, her family got $10 million. Of our tax dollars for no good people. Michael Brown, remember that thug? His folks got $1.5 million over a thug because y'all afraid of this word racism. I never thought I would see white people be so weak and running in fear. And the black radicals pretend they want, let's have a discussion about racism. But it's a one-sided discussion. They want to accuse you, and they don't want you to push back and accuse them. Because the ones who are pushing this idea of racism, they're the worst. They're the racists. No such word as racism, but they're the evil ones using this word racism. They are doing exactly what they're accusing you of. And if you notice, the media, the Democratic Party, the right-wing Republicans, and these black race hustlers, they're all doing the same thing. They're doing what they accuse you of. Who are they blaming for the borders right now? The Great White Hope. They're saying, oh, all these illegal alien children and people coming in because of Donald Trump. That's a lie, but blind people are going to believe it. Donald Trump fought to get the wall up. They fought to stop it. Even though crime is going through the roof in our country, and especially in black communities, it's like cowboy days again. But the blacks still go along with the lie of the Democratic Party and the media because they are unable to think for themselves. Men, you are needed. You need to return to your natural state of being so that you can guide the women and children in the right way to go. When the light goes out in the man, the women are lost. They're emotional, they're angry, they're very destructive. So you need to overcome mama and come back to life. It doesn't take but the blinking of an eye. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.